Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are good. The Macheroni, the Maseari, Dumelang, Abusheni, Gatepa Leshapu. This is Ratiba Mohale, and welcome back to Leadership Talks with Ratiba Mohale on Empowerment Podcast. Our aim is to empower you, equip you, and also inspire you as well. So that's our aim, and we aim to do that and make sure that you become a better individual and a better leader in society. So I'm recording this under the weather, so you forgive me for my voice. It might be, doing some little things there, but I thought I should do this episode because just to say thank you for engaging with our content, for commenting, subscribing on our YouTube channel. So I recently released an episode called 12 Qualities of a Leader, and it was talking about leadership qualities, mostly the good qualities that a leader must possess, or qualities that you need to possess in order to be considered a good leader in a society or whatever space that you are in. So I got a couple of comments on the YouTube channel, and I wanted to answer a couple of questions as well because there's another interesting question that was sent by Nolo MDJ on YouTube. And shout out to you for actually taking time to engage with our content and for taking time to actually listen in, understand, ask questions where you will seek clarity. And this is why we're here building this community, because we want to engage and help to grow each other. So thank you so much, firstly, for sending through your question. And I see your question is loaded, and I just wanted to unpack some of the things on the question so that there's clarity on that. So your first question said, can one be a good leader but in the wrong field of leadership? For example, speaking about politicians, someone amongst them is a good leader but surrounded by bad potatoes. Therefore, their goodness become clouded. Firstly, yes, a person can be a good leader but in a wrong environment. Can be a good leader in a wrong environment, and because mostly leadership requires you to be able to rally people behind whatever that you are doing, to rally people behind your vision, to rally people and behind a task, to actually be able to achieve that task. So that's really one of the key things that leadership is about. So in settings like companies, organizations like that, you need to be able to rally people together to do something, and sometimes the environment might be difficult for that, and you might be in a different environment. For example, you mentioned politicians. In the politician space, they are good leaders. People are good with governance, but they're surrounded by people who are decision makers and people who can unlock things, who are not good leaders and who don't have good intentions, who don't have the qualities that we spoke about. So they will make you feel like you are a nuisance to them. Every time you come and say, I'm thinking about this, can we do this project? Can we do this? Can we do like this? Can we do like this? They shut it down. So that space is suffocating for you. Yes, you might be a good leader, but you're in a space that is suffocating you, does not allow you to exercise your leadership skills. Therefore, the good thing is for you to leave that space. It's always good for you to leave that space and get in a space that will allow you to flourish and allow you. Sometimes you might be able to fight to actually get people to rally behind whatever that you want to do, but it might be a difficult work if the environment is not conducive for you, for your ideas, for projects that you're trying to implement, and people that need to give go ahead are not allowing you to actually do that work. Therefore, they are sabotaging your work, and they end up making you feel like you are not a good leader, because everything else that you bring is not approved. So yes, someone can be a good leader but in the wrong space. It happens all the time. That's why people leave their jobs, and there's a saying that says people don't leave the companies but they leave people. which is managers, leaders in those spaces that don't allow them to actually fully function. So yes. Your second question is around, is there a thing as leading a wrong crowd? For example, expecting an introverted person to excel in clubs, or if one practices their qualities, they will always succeed. No, your latter part of the question that says if one practices their qualities, they will always succeed. That my answer is no. I don't think you will always succeed. Even if you have good qualities of a leader, I don't think you always succeed. But is there such a thing as leading a wrong crowd? And I think it goes back to the environment, because the environment becomes the people, the space, the organization, right? And they become the crowd and the audience that need to listen to what you're saying. So, is there such a thing as leading a wrong crowd? I think there's such a thing as being in a wrong environment. Therefore, you don't get the response of the people that you are leading, or you want to lead, or you are their manager or something. So you don't get the positive response, or you don't get them to rally behind what you want to do. So there is being in a wrong environment, which translate the crowd, could be the audience or the people, that need to rally. But your effectiveness as a leader, it doesn't really, your effectiveness as a leader is not really tempered much, because it depends on the context and your characteristics as a person. You spoke about an introvert, and you said, can an introvert be successful in the club? My answer is no. Unless they can adapt to what the clubs requires. But most of the time, people who are introverted, they struggle to function in a highly social interactive environment. So large gatherings and clubs are very difficult for them to excel. It's not natural for them to excel because they don't excel in such spaces. So it might be very, very difficult for them to actually excel in a setting like a club or a social gathering. Or maybe they need a more calmer space, a more intimate group, and then they're able to actually excel and do very well. So an introverted person, so personalities count. So personalities also count in spaces that you are in, even in the workplace. Personalities count because people are different, and we are also different, and introverted have different qualities, and similar with an extroverted person, like someone who naturally a comedian can thrive in the club, but someone who's very quiet, doesn't like social setting, they don't enjoy a large crowd, it's a highly stressful space, and I doubt they will actually succeed in that space. So yes, you can be in the wrong crowd, simply translate to a wrong environment or a wrong space. Therefore, you always struggle to actually convince, because that means those people are there for different reasons than what you are there for. So it's highly unlikely for you to actually convince them to rally down or shift their mindset to something else. It might happen, but it's highly unlikely. But it's going to take a lot of work, and it's going to take you as an introverted person to literally change and adapt to the personality of the club or the social gathering spaces. So yeah, so those are my thoughts and my answers to your question. So thank you so much for engaging with us. Thank you so much for sending through your questions. I enjoy that, and I'll encourage everyone to actually send through their questions. I'll dedicate a show to tackle some of the questions and make sure that there's clarity that is there. So thank you so much. Make sure you follow us. YouTube, we are Empowerment Podcast. Check us out. We are on our journey to 1,000. Please share with your family, your sisters, your lovers, your dogs, your cats, everything, your pigs, your goats. Share with everyone to come and subscribe. We'd love to have the community to grow, and we get to 1,000 before June. So thank you so much. We are Empowerment Podcast. This is Leadership Talks with Ratiba Mohale. Check out my latest episode, 12 Qualities of a leader. Check it out, interact with it, share your comments, and make sure that you leave your comment and your like there, and we grow as a community. Thank you so much for your support. I love you guys, and continue supporting us and continue supporting each other, and let's build the community together. This is Leadership Talks with Ratiba Mohale. Mushat.
Empowerment Podcast. Inspire, equip, and empower.